Hey guys, in this video, we will talk about the top 5 facts the life in the van. Before we start the video, subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos. Number 1. Finding free parking in wild camping is harder than you think. We moved into the van, looking forward to embracing the notion of living everywhere. Home is where you park it. Except that parking is kind of hard. Even in the middle of Alaska, the state with the most enormous landmass and smallest population, we had an absurd amount of difficulty finding free, legal, and private parking places. Everywhere we went, even down remote back roads, we dealt with campsite poachers, crazy meth heads, and people calling the cops. Okay, that only happened once, but still. When we left Alaska, there were fewer crazy people, sure, but parking is always something of a chore. Some places are easier than others, but in some, we'd spend hours driving around looking for a parking place. Few things are more frustrating than driving around in the dark, exhausted from driving but unable to find anywhere that will let you stop doing it. In cities especially, boondocking can actually be a little scary. Walmart is always a fallback, but we really recommend avoiding it if possible, because they're more often than not areas of somewhat shady folk. We're proud to say we've never resorted to staying in a Walmart parking lot. We have, however, used Cracker Barrel on occasion, and let us tell you, Cracker Barrel is clutch. Number 2. Van's life is a lot of hard work. Sounds weird, we know. Living a lifestyle where you may or may not even have a job, and yet it's just as much work. Van life in and of itself is a full-time job because it demands intentionality for even the most simple of tasks. You're always going through things like finding water, parking, and dump stations. Every time you drive, even if just for a few blocks, you have to make sure your van is all secured and drive-ready. When you have to relearn how to do things you've always taken for granted, running water, anyone, just existing can be hard. Number 3. Some days are downright boring. Long-haul drive days aside, there are days when van life feels less like a never-ending adventure and more like sitting around in a doctor's waiting room. Even without 9-to-5 jobs and a static place to live, you just can't adventure every single day, and the days in between can get a bit dull. What to do with your life without Hulu and Netflix? It probably seems unimaginable. We've learned to love the idle time van life provides. We've gotten into things like mindfulness practice and yoga. We've read more books than we have collected since college, but we didn't get there right away. We spent a lot of days twirling our thumbs and twitching with the urge to be productive, because we broke ourselves off the feeling that we always needed to be doing something. It's still a work in progress. To stave off boredom while you're trying to find that perfect balance of living life to the fullest and just existing, find new hobbies. Music streaming services have been a blessing, and we swapped out Hulu and Netflix subscriptions for less data-intensive Audible and Kindle Unlimited memberships. Equally as entertaining, but a little less mindless. Number 4. Life goes on around you. Van life kind of feels like you're standing still, which is freeing at times and scary at others. As we both hit the downhill slide to 30, our social media feeds have been filled with friends getting married, having kids, getting promoted, you name it. And here we are living in a van, with no idea really where we're going to wake up tomorrow, let alone having the foresight to put money into a 401. Granted, we are 100% okay with this, but it's hard not to feel like life is leaving you behind. Trust your gut and know that your life doesn't exist by the timeline of anyone else. Number 5. Pests can infest your van. Mice meet van life. This was something I never even considered about living in a van. If our home was always moving, then surely critters and creepy crawlies, besides maybe the odd spider, wouldn't be able to make a home. Then we got a mouse. We killed it. Then we got another, though he mysteriously disappeared, which was honestly more unnerving than anything. After these critter conflicts, we learned that getting mice is a somewhat common problem for van lifers and RV dwellers. The smell of food is enough to attract them, and the wall drainage holes of a van provide the perfect little tunnels. If you find yourself staying in forested areas frequently, it's worth investing in a few traps, as well as practicing rodent prevention techniques. We store just about all of our food in plastic, airtight OXO containers which block odors and keep mice out. The few exceptions are product and bread, which we just have to be mindful of watching for evidence of mice. Read out other posts for more on pest prevention techniques. So, that's all for today. We hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to get notified when we upload new videos on our channel.